Hello and welcome to this midday market mood check with me Nandita, Khemka and my colleague Yatin, Mota. Well, Yatin, we started the expiry day on a strong footing, but as usual we've given up most of the gains and we are just about 10 odd points higher on the Nifty. But important to note that the mid and small cap indices have staged quite a good rebound. They were both up somewhere around 1% when I last checked. Aside of that, when you look at sectors, autos and metals were the top gainers. But let me just touch upon some news that has come in on Z Entertainment. It has reached a settlement with IndusInd on the insolvency issue. The first tranche, was paid by of dues was paid by Z today, and the rest of the dues will be paid within 7 days of its merger with Sony, or by June 30th, whichever is earlier. On the back of that, Z is doing pretty okay in today's session, up around 2%, and the Nifty media pack was also gaining over 1% or so. Yatin, would you like to take us through the advanced decline ratio and how the day is panning out?
So, if you look at the markets, as Nandita was mentioning, the market is almost flat. Nifty is up only 10 points, Sensex is down 30 points. So, it's a mixed mood on the Lal sheet. However, the mid-cap end of the market is quite active. Both small-cap and mid-cap indices are up nearly percentage point. That is the reason why we have the advanced decline ratio, which is now 2:1. In the morning, it was slightly better, but right now, as we speak, it's nearly 2.3 stocks to 1 stock, which is on the declining side. Yes, we have the media index, which is the top gainer right now, because there is a settlement talk between Z and IndusInd Bank, because of which Z shares are surging by nearly 3%. Auto stocks, obviously, a lot of brokerages have come out with a report with respect to Bajaj Auto, TVS Motors. A lot of companies like Tata Motors, SML Isuzu have been announcing price hikes which will be effected from 1st of April. So yes, the auto pack is on radar, and Nandita would probably take you through what brokerages have to say about the stocks like Bajaj Auto.
Right, as you rightly pointed out, JPMorgan has come out with a report on Bajaj Auto. It has an overweight rating, and in a bull case, it sees like a 41% upside on the stock, and in case of a bear case, it sees somewhere around 12% downside, which has been digested by the street pretty well. Aside of that, Nomura has also come out with a report on autos. It says that according to March estimates, it seems that the demand for PV passenger vehicles has seen a drop. Two-wheeler demand has been steady, but there hasn't been any significant pickup, and when you look at CVs, the demand is pretty much subdued according to March estimates. The auto sales data will be out on Saturday, so we will be watching out for that next week. So that's one basket of stocks that is in focus. Aside of that, of course, metals, as I was mentioning, was among the top gainers. If you look at the other Nifty gainers, you had the likes of Adani Enterprises. In fact, Adani Group stocks have staged a rebound after they have clarified that all the margin-backed loans of promoters have been fully paid, and on the back of that, we've seen some bit of a rebound. Fitch rather has come out with a report on Adani Group of stocks. Says that Adani Ports, in fact, Adani Ports and Adani Transmission are two stocks which are prone to contagion risks. But right now, the markets have pretty much digested that bit of news, and stocks are doing pretty well right now. Aside of that, Eicher Motors, Hero Moto, JSW Steel among the other Nifty gainers. Among the Nifty losers, you have UPL, that was among the top Nifty gainers yesterday, turning around and losing in trade today. Of Reliance Industries, upbeat brokerage notes coming in, more upbeat brokerage notes coming in on Reliance Industries, but I think the stock has come under a bit of profit booking. BPCL is also down in trade. I want to mention that crude prices have surged once again, with the Brent nearing that $80 per barrel mark. It's right now around that $79 barrel mark, and because of that, these oil and gas companies are in under pressure. In fact, Nifty Energy is the only sectoral laggard in today's session. Airtel, Infosys, some of the other Nifty losers today. Yatin, take us through individual mid-cap movers now.
So, if you look at the mid-cap stocks, a lot of these mid-caps are rebounding, which are down in trade for the last 1 month or so. We have the likes of Suzlon, HCC, both of the stocks gaining 7-8%. We also have Raymond and Praj Industries making a good comeback. We had seen very sharp profit taking in all of these stocks from the record levels that they had been making in the last 6-8 months. Raymond is up 7%. Praj is also up by nearly 7% at the 325 mark. On the losing end, we have Symphony. That stock is down 5.5%. Obviously, there is a corporate action of the buyback of shares. We also have Hindustan Zinc. That stock went ex-dividend. Technically, if you look at the unadjusted price, that is down 8%, but you have to adjust for the dividends of over 27 rupees, and hence the stock is down in trade today. Obviously, Vedanta also is in focus because the dividend which was received from Hindustan Zinc gets transferred to Vedanta, and Vedanta in turn has announced a 20 rupees 50 paise dividend, and this is the 5th interim dividend which they have announced. And obviously, the total distribution which will be done by Vedanta to shareholders, including Vedanta PLC, would be to the tune of 7,500. Stocks which are at 52-week high in such challenging markets, we have Gujarat Power Port, GPPL, as well as Zydus Life. On the 52-week low list, a lot of pharma stocks. We have the likes of Jubilant Ingreva, Wockhardt Pharma, Biocon, Laurus Lab, Jubilant Pharma, a whole host of these stocks which are weak in trade. In the IT pack, we have Mastech, Wipro, as well as other few IT names which are down and about and hitting that 52-week low mark. So yes, few IT and pharma names are still under pressure and not recovering despite the market gains for the last 2 days.
Right. Yatin, since we're talking about IT stocks, I want to also mention Alibaba. That those shares, in fact, Alibaba shares were up somewhere around 14% in the US. The company will be breaking up in 6 divisions, which will look at raising funds via IPO. Okay. So that bit of news was digested pretty well last night, and Alibaba shares were up somewhere around 14%. But aside of that, looks like we are set for a pretty muted expiry this time around. This is the last expiry of this financial year, and looks like we will be ending this.
No, so this is the last expiry for FY23. Today, we have the March series which expires. The monthly contracts, weekly contracts also expire today because tomorrow is a market holiday, and typically we have the Nifty expiry which is happening on the Wednesday. So yes, a lot of action, and in the last half an hour, we have the CPSE ETF rebalancing. We also have Nifty Next 50 and Bank Nifty rebalancing which will happen. So watch out for all of these stocks. Obviously, the Twitter has a lot of information regarding the rebalancing. You can see it on CNBC Awaz's Twitter handle. But yes, a lot of volumes expected in the last half an hour of trade, and let's see how the market really shapes up, because do expect some volatility in the last 1.5 hours of trade.
Right, and I noticed how you said that it's a market holiday tomorrow, and I can see the smile on your face. So I think even when the balancing news comes out in the last half an hour or last hour of trade, you can obviously touch upon it in the closing show, which you will be doing with Santo as well. Well, with that, it's a wrap on this midday market mood check. But for more news and updates, stay tuned to Moneycontrol.